When global food conglomerates enter a developing market, they usually conquer it. They arrive armed with billions in capital and advanced technology, ready to swallow the map by absorbing local competition. But in India, multi-billion-dollar multinationals hit an immovable wall, an alliance of 3.6 million rural milk farmers. This story begins in 1946 in Kheda, Gujarat. At the time, farmers were the primary producers, but a private firm called Polson Dairy controlled the distribution. Polson functioned as a ruthless middleman, dictating offtake prices and leaving farmers with a choice between selling at a loss or letting their milk sour. Under the guidance of leaders like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the farmers revolted. They refused to supply the middlemen and formed their own independent cooperative, taking direct control of their product. While the cooperative provided the farmers with collective bargaining power, shared ownership alone wasn't going to defeat global giants. To survive the coming market battles, they had to build structural business moats. The cooperative's first major hurdle was biological. Surplus buffalo milk spoiled rapidly in the heat, and Western dairy experts insisted it was scientifically impossible to convert high-fat buffalo milk into a stable powder. Two men challenged that consensus. The cooperative's leader, Dr. Verghese Kurien, tasked his engineering counterpart, H.M. Dalaya, with solving the chemistry problem. By 1955, Dalaya succeeded, inventing the world's first spray dryer specifically calibrated for buffalo milk. This diagram shows the mechanics. Liquid milk enters a heated chamber, moisture evaporates instantly, and stable powder collects at the bottom. This ended the Western cow milk monopoly. Amul could now store and transport milk across the subcontinent, turning a perishable liability into a scalable asset. Securing this technological lead was the prerequisite for the cooperative to begin constructing its most powerful defensive asset, the supply chain. Amul adopted a decentralized three-tier structure: village societies at the base, district unions for processing, and a state federation for marketing. This farmer-owned infrastructure moves milk directly to processing hubs without middlemen. Conversely, for-profit dairy giants divert up to 70% of revenue to corporate dividends and overhead. Amul inverted this, passing 85% of every consumer rupee straight back to the farmers. This high payout ensures loyalty and consistent milk supply. Coupled with a massive cold chain logistics network, Amul achieves efficiency that few competitors can match. This created a pricing trap. Because Amul operates on such thin margins, for-profit multinationals faced a grim reality. To match Amul's shelf price, they would have to operate their Indian divisions at a loss. Customer acquisition is another massive expense. Global brands typically spend 10 to 20% of their revenue on aggressive advertising to maintain their position. Amul's strategy is the opposite. They spend less than 1% on marketing, relying on the Guinness record-holding Amul Girl billboard campaign to maintain brand awareness. This topical, low-cost billboard strategy created a unified brand identity across thousands of products, achieving total cultural saturation for a fraction of the cost. Every rupee saved on marketing was diverted back into the supply chain, either increasing farmer payouts or keeping retail prices low enough to force competitors out of the mass market. The effectiveness of these moats became clear when the French giant Danone tried to enter India's fresh dairy market. Unable to match Amul's pricing or scale its own logistics, Danone was eventually forced to exit the segment entirely. In the ice cream sector, while foreign brands marketed expensive frozen desserts made with vegetable oils, Amul launched real milk ice cream at half the price. This price-to-quality ratio allowed them to displace incumbents and secure the top market position over several years. What began as a local strike in 1946 has scaled into India's largest FMCG brand, generating tens of thousands of crores in annual turnover. When an operation aligns its entire supply chain to enrich its community, it transforms from a simple cooperative into a massive industrial force. Purpose-driven capitalism is often viewed through an ethical lens, but when backed by total logistical control, it creates a structural advantage that global capital reserves struggle to overcome.